All right, this is episode 1 of the Robin Peak Show. As promised, this is a Bachelor recap. Right off the top, I just got to say, I think Clayton is lame. I don't really know why he was picked. I don't know how he was picked. I don't know if he has like a cousin who's like a producer on the show or something, because he just kind of came out of left field, and I'm pretty sure this is what everybody already knows anyway. But my first initial reaction is he's a pretty lame dude. He seems like there's not a lot going on up here. You know what I mean? He seems kind of like, your typical just like, I mean, look at the very first episode. He did some things like, let's go. When the ladies were arriving in the limo, and I'm just like, man, this guy is just not a lot going on. And he seems pretty vanilla. It's like, there's nothing about him really that's like making me stand out and be like, this is going to be a great season of The Bachelor. Not that I would normally do that anyway, but the guy just doesn't seem like he has a lot there. Now I'm going to give him a chance. There were some moments, where I was like, okay, like there's going to be a real person in here, someone that can, bring a little something to the show. So I'm going to give him a chance, that like when he was talking to Sally, like the girl that left in the very beginning, who I think, if I had to make one bold prediction right now, I think she's going to be the Bachelorette. I really do. Or Paradise, I don't really know. But if the way that this show's going, because they just pull shit like fucking from left field, like, yeah, they could just make Sally the Bachelorette. I'm trying to look over here, Rhett.
They wouldn't do that.
Big L says they wouldn't do that.
She'll
My producer, Big L.
So.
So they'll put her on Paradise. But nah, I think she has all the stuff that you would want in a Bachelorette. She has a little bit of a story. Her heart's a little broken.
But that's the issue with Clayton, is that no one really was invested in him, and so they just kind of randomly chose him. So now it's halfway through the last
That's
season.
what I'm saying.
So why would they choose someone that we've talked to for literally 10 minutes?
Big L saying that they wouldn't choose Sally because we've only known her for 30 seconds. And that's why people were so upset about Clayton being the Bachelor, because he was only 8 minutes of airtime or something. I don't really know, but that's what I'm saying, though. If all projections are going, then yeah, Sally could be the next Bachelorette. I could see it working. She has a story. Anyway. So Clayton's the Bachelor. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to give him a chance, trying to see if there's a little more to him. I want to get a little bit beneath the skin, see what's going on, seeing what his life's like. I mean, like I'll give him 3 episodes to show us something. But as of right now, he's kind of a dud. Just being frank. Anyway. Now, what I will say is new host dude, I actually like. What's the dude's name again? Palmer?
Jesse Palmer.
Let me look at my notes here. I took copious notes when watching the first episode. Jesse Palmer. Big O already told me. But he has a good vibe. He has a very, he has kind of a Chris Harrison vibe. A good presence, you know what I mean? He's confident. He speaks well. There was nothing awkward with him. There's a lot of awkward moments with homeboy Clayton. But Jesse Palmer seemed pretty good. I think he's going to do good. I will say I liked the thing about like having like a female presence as a host as well. Whether or not, what were their names? Tasha and Caitlin. Maybe Caitlin more than Tasha. They were both fine, but like just in pure hostability prowess, I don't know. Like who was better? I think Caitlin probably like had a little bit better like command of the camera. So it'd be cool to have female presence in that still. That's just my personal opinion, but I don't know. I like this guy. I like this Jesse Palmer guy. It's gonna be good. Anyway, what do you even talk about? It's not like the best crop of like Bachelorette like talent, I guess. I don't even know what you call it. Girls, chemistry, like the whole thing. Like I don't know. No real. I mean, there were some standouts because I have a pretty good track record of picking who the Bachelor, the winner is going to be. In various fantasy leagues that I've been in over the years, I've always picked the right person. Which brings me to another point. I hate the way that these Bachelorette fantasy things are structured in the first place, because the last couple times I did it, I picked the right person. But the way that the structure goes, it's how you pick over the season. And then so that's who wins, whoever picks like better over the season. So it doesn't even matter if you pick the one that, they're getting down on the knee for. It just matters how you picked all season. I don't like that. It's kind of stupid. But who am I to complain? Anyway, what were some big moments besides Sally? I'll tell you what, that did kind of, I do respect it a little bit more though. And I'll tell you why. Because I thought it was going to, because every time I watch this stupid show, there's always someone that's trying to do something that like hasn't been done. You know what I mean? It's like, and it's always like behind the scenes, but it's not really behind the scenes because they're filming it the whole time. It's like, hey, let me go. I just got to talk to him. I just got to talk to her. Let me go behind the scenes and knock on his door when we're not actually doing anything. And it's kind of getting old because everybody does it every single season. You know what I mean? So I thought that's what this, and I was like, well, this lady is just like, she's just pushing it to another level. She's trying to go behind the scenes before she's even met the guy, But she ended up deciding to go home anyway, which is like, that's like the mature thing to do. That's like something like a normal human would do. You know what I mean? It's like, even though he was about to give her a rose, and I actually thought that they probably had the best chemistry of the whole night, to be honest. If I'm just breaking it down, that was the only time where I was like, okay, Clayton, I'll give you a chance. Maybe you're a person. Maybe you're a real human. You know what I mean? Anyway, but she decided, it was a very human moment where she was just like, yeah, I'm just going to go home. I'm not in a good space. I don't know. It couldn't have been a week, but obviously it must have been fairly soon, right? If she was fucking going to get married that weekend. So maybe like a year breakup? 6 months? What's a typical wedding planning like?
I think they have it.
Big L's looking it up. She's fact checking me right now. I think I had written down that it was like a week before, but that wouldn't make sense. I mean, she would have had to really like. I don't think that would work. That's stupid. But you never know. Bachelorette's doing some crazy, crazy stuff these days. Anyway, that's why I think she could be the Bachelor. I think she has the chemistry for it, and the way this stupid show's going, she could just be zinging it in there.
So they're saying that
Fact checking right now with Big L.
Up until late August, she celebrated her bachelorette party, so it had to have been. I don't know when they started filming for Clayton's season, but Michelle's season ended in September.
So she had her.
And Michelle's season ended in September.
So she had her bachelorette party this last August, and she's on The Bachelor in January.
So it had to have been within.
Talk about trying to get your like rebound, dude. Like
they're saying that it was because of her fiance's cheating, not because of the show. But that was what the allegations were: is that she got on the show and then she called off the wedding. But yeah, it had to have been within a couple months.
But even still, if she had her bachelorette party in August, found out her fiance allegedly may have been cheating on her, like, damn, that's a quick turnaround to do the bachelorette. It must have been pretty quick. It's like, oh yeah, let's call off this marriage that I'm really excited about, and next day it's like filling out the application on whatever it is, ABC. That's my sidekick, Emma. She barks a lot. She'll be in the background from time to time. You guys just have to get used to her. She's really going to town right now. She sounds scary, but she's a coward. And that's why she's barking right now.
They started filming September 29th. So a month. At least.
So maybe I take it back. Maybe I don't respect Sally as much because it's like she had her bachelorette party in August, and they started late August, and then they started filming September 29th. Talk about a rebound. I mean, if you're going to get a rebound, you might as well do it on national TV, right? Show the dude what he's missing. But I don't know.
I don't think we're in a mental headspace to really do that.
Yeah, well, yeah, fuck. I mean, a month later, I don't think she'd be in a mental headspace either. Especially to deal with all the drama of the house. Anyway, That's what Big L's here for, pulling up the facts. That's interesting stuff. That's good tea, as it were. Anyway, you guys know what tea is. And I just spilled some tea. What else happened? Oh, you know what I did? What did throw me off is like the frickin' older woman, very lovely, Holly was her name. She was 63. She comes out, and it was just weird because she's just like, oh, hey, haha, I'm here for the older Bachelor, but let me introduce you to Rachel. I think it was Rachel, the flight instructor. But what I think would have been better was because Holly was like she was a gilf, you know what I mean? Like she was a good-looking grandma type of lady. Like it should have been like this is what you get to look forward to after, 40 years of marriage, because it's like, oh, like your wife's always going to look like your mom kind of thing. Or sorry. Your mom how does that work? It's like your wife's mom is a prediction of what your wife will look like at that age. So it would have been funny if it's like, this is like, don't you think I'm a hot grandma? This is what you get to look forward to shacking up with when we're old aged. Anyway, that's what I thought would have been funnier, but it wasn't. It was just some random old lady, nice looking old lady, by the way, that just randomly introduced a girl. I didn't really get that one. I thought my idea would be cooler. That didn't work out. What else? And then there was Kira, the lingerie person. She got a rose only because it's like, if we're going to show up in lingerie, that you at least get on to the next episode. You know what I mean? In my personal opinion, I don't think there's anything there. She might go 2 episodes, but it's like, she's kind of boring. Kind of whatever. She's just a doctor. I mean, not just a doctor. It's a very important job. But, you show up in some lingerie. Cool.
I want to talk about the tailgating girl who hates Clayton.
Oh, Claire? What happened?
Went black.
Claire. Big L brought up Claire. Just a weird lady. Came off really abrasive. Like, I didn't, you could tell that Clayton was, like, not into it at first. He said something like, I don't want to argue right now, but it wasn't like, haha, like, we're playing a game and we're being competitive, but we're flirting at the same time. It was like he was actually annoyed at her. Like you're kind of, like, pressing me off a little bit.
I wonder now if it was a defense mechanism.
I think it was, like, when she started saying all the... Big L's wondering if it was a defense mechanism. And I could see that because the date sucked. And she's not a good cornhole player. And he just left. And, like, you could tell, too, I had in my little notes here, it was like he was looking for a moment to leave. When that other... And, by the way, how random that she actually had a sauce to give him. The girl that came and interrupted him. Like, they're eating hot wings. And she was like, oh, let me dip into my sauce. Like, you think all that stuff is, like, producer-led? Because that seemed kind of random. It's like she actually had a sauce that she was giving him. I thought she was just trying to be, like, kind of, like, cutesy, sexy. Like, keep you some real...
Mara, right? Mara. So her tagline when she came in was, it's like kind of like the sauce.
Marinara?
Yeah. So her whole gimmick is, like, sauce. So that's why she had sauce.
So she has the sauce for his noodle. I could see that. But Claire was, she was weird. Like, too aggressive. And then I think the date was going bad, and then she just, like, went on the offensive, like, I hate him. But it's also kind of genuine, too, because I've said it before. Like, there's no way that you get on that show and every single person there is, like, actually, like, into the guy. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be a little bit more of acting and, like, a little bit more of a build-up, in my personal opinion. But what do I know? Who else was interesting? Oh, this is the other thing that I'm really appreciative about this season. There's a lot more like 30 plus, people in here. People, women that are like over 30, or like, oh, I'll give them down to 28, 29. What I hate seeing is you come on The Bachelor and it's a bunch of these 22, 23-year-olds, even 24-year-olds. They're like, I'm just trying to find love. It's like, no, you're not. Come on. Let's be honest. You're trying to be on TV. You're trying to get some followers and all that stuff. But it's like, I like the people that have like been around the block a few times. Not necessarily like with a bunch of dudes or a bunch of women, but it's like lived a little life, And it's like, that's, you know what? I'm going to give this random crazy thing, television show, a chance and see if it works out. Like, why not? Hasn't been working out thus far, right? You're freaking 33 years old and you don't have a husband or a wife, partner in life. So then they go and then you try the stupid fucking show, The Bachelorette or Bachelor in this case. Not like you're 23. How many people have you dated? I mean, some people probably could have dated a lot of people, but it's like 22. You're still figuring out who you are. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see like some people that have fucking went through some shit come out on the other end and like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's try this thing. So I appreciate that. The over-under is that someone over 30 will win this one. That's my betting odds for Vegas. If anybody's betting, could be. What else? What else was crazy about this?
You like Teddy?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to my top 5 picks here and why shortly. I was like, was there anything else that? See, that's the other thing.
Lackluster episode.
That's the thing. It was a lackluster episode. I mean, a lot of people from Ohio, a lot of nurses, which is good.
Seems like it gets a little bit more crazy though.
Seems like, yeah, Big L saying it seems like it gets a little crazy. I don't like the little previews at the end. I think they give away too much, because as we were going through this, I pride myself on my picking ability because I can usually call these pretty good. I'm a pretty natural picker of who's going to win, at least top 5s. But like when they do the previews and like this one, it basically gave away the top 3. I'm still going to give the top 5 that I was originally going with. You know what I mean? But I think this one, it's like everybody kind of knows who the top 3 is. Just kind of messed up. Apparently Clayton bangs all of them too. So if that is Teddy, I don't know how I feel about that. She's the virgin. I don't know how that's going to play. I'll tell you one person that did not make it into my top 5. Lindsay W. She seems kind of lame. I didn't think she was going to be anything.
Who is she?
She's blonde, and that's what I'm talking about. She was lame. If you don't know Lindsay W, by just saying that, she didn't obviously click with you. But what I think she's going to be a little bit of the shit stir, the judgy one. I mean, like right away, she was the one that was like, I don't think this. That's a verbatim quote. Remember? You remember Big L. Yeah, she's going to be a shit stir. A lot of shit talking. Who else stood out that's not in my top 5? Best entrance of the night? I almost don't even like the gimmicky entrances, It's like, just go up.
I like a solid
Just, hey, I'm here. I'm ready to rock and roll. Ready to rock your world a little bit, maybe.
I know the one I hated the most.
Which one did you hate the most, Big L?
Was the silent. She said.
Oh, she fucked herself from the very beginning.
Yeah.
That was the stupidest entrance I ever saw. And one is like, no offense to her, she's pretty, you know what I mean? But she didn't have that vibe. Like, there's select like a man or woman that could pull that move off, you know what I mean? But you got to have the vibe. She didn't have the vibe. She looked like a very nice person.
Yeah.
So it's like she should have just went out and been like, hey, what was her name? Silent Girl? Excuse me. Coughed right in the mic. But yeah, she was just like, she should have just been like a normal, nice person. She probably would have made it at least to the next episode. But she tried to sell, I'm silent. And that's even too loud because she didn't say a word. And she just walks off and it's kind of like mysterious. It's like, kind of backfired on her because she didn't talk to him then. That was her only chance to talk to him. That was the only guaranteed chance she had to talk to him, and she blew it. Now, I could understand blowing it like once you're at the cocktail dinner thing, because it's like, there's 30 other women there that you're competing with. It's hard to get time. Like, I feel like I would be pushed around in that situation and probably not be able to talk to the person. But, like, you have a guaranteed chance to talk to this person, and you don't say anything because you're trying to be, like, what, cool or mysterious or something? Bad move. Bad move. I'll tell you the other thing that didn't make my top 5 was Gabby. She was trying to be, like, funny. She wasn't funny. She was kind of lame, actually. She has no humor about her, I don't think. She's trying, though. I don't know. We'll see what happens. What else do we got? Only one San Diego person this time that I saw. We're both from San Diego, me and Big O. Big San Diego natives. But San Diego hasn't been represented very well on this Bachelorette season. You had the two bros from one of the previous seasons, remember? What was his name? Aaron and James? Those guys? Not good representations of San Diego. Then you had that one blonde girl from a couple seasons ago, remember? But she was kind of crazy. Haven't been showing up good for San Diego, which is a little unfortunate. But it is what it is. What are you going to do? Who else was weird?
There really wasn't anyone else really that weird.
You know what I had an initial vibe about was Kate. She's 32. And she talked like she could be a TV host. She's the one that took the shots with him beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she talked very well. And, like, and I think she's just a very personable person. Like, what do you call it? Gregarious. I thought there could be a vibe with her, but no, I'm not thinking so much. I think Clayton likes the more exotic type of well, I don't know how that sounds. I'm going to say it anyway. I don't mean anything by it, but it's just, let me put it this way. Let me rephrase it. Clayton has a type. All right? And it's evidenced by my top 5, which I'll show you in a second. Yeah, gonna be a weird season. But the good thing is that every week you'll have really quality Bachelor analysis right here on the Robin Peake Show from the husband's POV. Point of view. That's for those that don't watch Pornhub. Big L didn't like that joke. That's a funny joke. I liked it. And what about Teddy? She's all like, I'm not kissing him. Kissed him like in the first 5 seconds. Like 7 times. Not even kissed him, like made out. Tongue twisting. Like if there was the game Twister that you could play with your tongues, they were playing it for a good 7 minutes. But that leads me to my top 5 picks. The winner will be in here. I haven't completely decided who I think I'm going to pick yet. I'll probably go to episode 2 for that one. But obviously, we got to start off with, right at the top, Teddy. First impression rose. I called it mid-episode, which is a little bit like saying it right now. It's very after the fact, knowing that she does get the first impression rose. But I did call it, all right? So you have to give her the chance. I think the first impression rose has like a 47% probability that they're going to be the winner based on past seasons. I've done the analysis. It's pretty much accurate. Big O can't fact check me on that right now. But I think that is the truth, though. It might not be 47%. I might have exaggerated a little bit, but I think if you get the first impression rose, you have a higher than likely chance of becoming the winner, Bachelor or Bachelorette. But I thought they had a pretty good vibe, right? They had a good chemistry going. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like I said, like he seemed like he really liked her right out of the way. He was like the only one. She was like the only one that he was like talking about. Sorry, I had to resolve technical difficulties right there. It's going to make editing this really, really hard.
So stats are that the
Big L's coming with the stats.
of the 23 contestants who received a first impression rose, 47% have lasted until at least week 7. 22% have made it to the finale.
47 made it to week 7.
2 recipients ended the season engaged. And I guess you can talk this last...
22 made it to the finale. And how many made it engaged? 2.
But
yeah.
now with Nate...
Yeah, we don't talk about Nate.
This is just The Bachelor, actually. So
Nate was weak. Anyway, I think Teddy's going to be a front runner. I called it early on in the episode. The other one, like I didn't see it at first, but she was coming up, and this isn't by no way in order, but was Rachel, the flight one, the one that's like trying to be a pilot. And then she was like, she's a flight instructor, but she's training to be a pilot. So was like, Big L was confused. She was like, how are you a flight instructor if you don't know how to fly yet? But that could just be like going over our heads. Plain joke. But Rachel, yeah, because they made out a little bit. I think that she has a chance. She's kind of cool, though. She's kind of down to earth, right? The other one I think is going to be a dark horse is Genevieve, the bartender one. Genevieve. They seemed like they had a good... They didn't make out, but I think she's... I think, well, based on the ending previews, I think she's definitely top 3. But they had a vibe. She's a bartender. You know what I mean? She's going to bring that bartender charm, you know? Everybody likes the bartender when you go there. It's kind of the thing. But, I mean, she didn't make as big of a splash other than that one time when he, like, called her out to go, like, talk after... I think it was right after he kicked out Claire. All right. And by the way, like, I know that this might... My top 5 might not be totally in line with the previews that everyone saw, but I'm just going to do what I did because this is my shit. Elizabeth from Colorado. I think she was like a real estate agent. She's blonde. Remember her? Very confident. You know, she has a good vibe. She talked to him well. I think she's going to be a player. Even if she's not top 5, I think she's just going to get a decent amount of screen time. Yeah. Susie was the Miss America one. She's got that, like, you know, just your down home girl. She seems kind of funny, goofy. Like, I don't think she, like, her little package that she did at the beginning when she was introducing herself made her seem more, like, up there than, like, when she, like, actually met him. I thought the little buzzer thing in the hand was kind of dumb. It was actually really dumb. But, you know, she could have done the buzzer thing in lingerie. That might have been better. I don't know. I think she's going to go farther. And then the other one is Sarah. Sarah's a dark horse. The only reason I'm putting Sarah in here is because I've seen, and this is actually the 6th person, but I think she was in the, like, the previews of, like, one of the people that, like, were, like, where Clayton's like, there's 3 of you here and I've banged all of you, which is weird in the first place. But, I mean, it's kind of like saying the quiet part out loud. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that's happened before. This is just the first time The Bachelor said it to everybody, which is like, okay, bad move on your part. Anyway, there you have it. That's the first one. The Bachelor recap, episode 1, husband's POV. You got my top 5 picks: Teddy, Rachel, Genevieve, Elizabeth, Susie, dark horses, Sarah. We'll see how this plays out. I think if I'm looking at my list right now, I think I got 2 of them for sure. I think Teddy and Genevieve are going to go far. Like, if I had to put my money on 2 horses, not that they're horses, but it would be Teddy and Genevieve. Yeah. But I don't know. Any other thoughts, Big L? Anything I missed?
How did it end? Did you know who went home?
Oh, well. You know who went home that I thought wasn't going to go home? I think it was that Yale Law School person. I think she went home. Big L's fact-checking me on that. But honestly, again, this is my thing, and this is my beef with Clayton. I'm not calling him dumb. I'm just saying he seems like the kind of guy that just doesn't have a lot to offer a Yale Law School graduate. Like, I think she would have went to a point where it's like, you know how sometimes they like decide like I just need to go home, but it's like at the season or like week like 4 or 5, and it's always like the person that you kind of thought was going to go home anyway, but they try to like be respectful with them, and the producers are like, maybe you should just decide to go home. But I don't know. Did you go home, Big L?
I can't find it.
Can't find it.
Oh wait, here we go.
Oh, she got it. We're back online. Oh, Shanae too. I mean, Shanae's in there. She was the
part of the drama next week.
yeah. She's gonna be part of the drama next week, which is unfortunate. But she has like the small hometown vibe. But again, like I said, I think Clayton has a type. It's just a fact. I'm not trying to be whatever. Just you can tell the dude has a type. But I mean, Shanae seemed cool. She seemed like your typical, like like your small town girl next door type of vibe thing. She's no Claire, but hey, what kind of name is NC? Like, it seems like a name that would be like a character in like Harry Potter, from like the Hufflepuff house, like NC. Big L has something.
Yeah,
she did go home because she sucked. No, she was good. She needs like a Yale law school dude, or not. Maybe she needs a project. Maybe she needs a project guy, someone she could help out, fix up. Maybe she wants to be the bread runner. Have a stay-at-home dad. I want to be a stay-at-home dad. It'd be awesome. Anyway, that wraps it up for this week. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe to the channel. This is episode 1. Hopefully they get better. And I'm not saying that they will, but we're hopeful over here at the Robin Peak Show that we'll be able to provide some sort of content and value to you that you like. So far, I give it a 3 out of 10. I'm being 100% honest. I've gotten a lot of shaky heads. Big L over here is looking down. So if I can't even impress Big L, I mean, how am I going to impress the masses? I don't know, but we're trying. The Robin Peak Show. Out.